Hey, good morning. How you guys doing? I don't know, this morning earlier in the week I was reading some in the Bible there, and the verse jumped out at me. I thought we'd look at it this morning. It is in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 4. That's a couple verses. Started kind of reading at verse 3. But if our if our gospel be hid, it is hid from them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting to learn a couple things from this verse. Number one is Satan is the god of this world. You think, what are you talking about? Well, God with a little g. I mean, that term kind of means some sort of entity that has supernatural powers, which he does have. He's not obviously the God, but he's the God of this world. How did he get to be God of this world? Well, when God created man, Adam and Eve, his wife, when they sinned, well, Eve was fooled. Adam sinned, went against God, and they call it the fall of man. Adam had been given dominion, rule over this world. He was the king of this world. God gave him rule over everything. When he sinned, Satan kind of usurped that, and he took over ruling this earth. And God is the ultimate authority over everything. But because of man's sin, because of Adam's sin, he cursed the world. The world was cursed. Made it harder to grow crops. Made weeds and thorns and thistles and fleas and ticks and mosquitoes. But sin entered the world through man's rebellion against God's laws, God's rules. Sin entered the world through man, and the punishment was God cursing the world, ultimately death. And people ask, well, why do bad things happen? Well, look at who the God of this world is, or why did God allow this to happen? God is God of everything and ruler over everything, but the God, little g, not a capital G, the God of this world is Satan. And he don't care. He's happy when bad things happen. He even makes them happen. He, as we see in the scripture, Satan has blinded the eyes of those that believe not. So if you're not a believer, if you're not believing, Satan had a hand in that. To keep you from hearing and understanding the gospel. He can send all kinds of distractions. He may be sending distractions to you right now so you're not able to hear this or concentrate on it. Anything to keep you from hearing and understanding the gospel. The gospel being that Jesus Christ was God in human form who came to earth and lived a sinless life to offer himself up as a sacrifice to take the punishment for all the sins that you and I and everybody else have committed, so that we could spend eternity in a paradise with God and not have to accept the punishments that we deserve. That's basically the gospel. Satan is instrumental in keeping people from hearing and understanding that. So if you had some distraction while you were watching this and didn't catch all of it, take it back and start it again, and try to remove distractions, because that's what Satan does. Whenever it gets to the important part to hear, he'll throw some distraction at you, whether it be a cat or a dog coming and jumping on your leg or something, or somebody coming by on the road blowing the horn, or just anything to distract you, any occurrence. That's his job, is to make sure people don't accept the gospel, so that they would become a Christian, become saved. And it's the easiest way to keep people from that is make sure they never really hear the gospel. So he's a champion of distraction. So don't be a chump and let him win. Read it for yourself. Read the Bible. There's a lot of good areas. I don't know where exactly to tell you to start. Open it up, and if you open it right in the middle, you got your Psalms, and a little bit later is your Proverbs, and that's good. Go to the New Testament. It tells you the story of Christ, his birth, his life, his death, crucifixion, death, and resurrection from the dead. And it'll help you understand if you read that. And the Old Testament is the history of the world from the creation of Adam and forward, or the creation of this earth, I'll say. So anyhow, don't be Satan's fool. Find out for yourself what the gospel really is. Don't let him hide it from you. Spit in his face. It's okay, spit in his face, and defy him, and learn the gospel, so you can make the decision of whether or not you want to spend eternity in heaven or hell. Anyhow, I hope you have a great day. Catch you later. Bye. Just as a postscript, as I was saying, God has the ultimate authority, and he does sometimes intervene in the affairs of men on this earth. Many times it seems like God's view on things is he doesn't micromanage things on this world, on this earth. It's like, we made this mess, we got to live with it. Accept the consequences of mankind has to accept the consequences of his sin. So he doesn't micromanage things, even though there is times that he does intervene to serve his purposes. Anyway, just didn't want it to seem like I was saying that Satan has more power and authority on this earth than God does. Certainly didn't mean to. I don't think it sounded like I said that, but I just wanted to remove all doubt. You notice the rooster? Rooster's crowing as a distraction. Who made that distraction? Anyway, something to think about. Hope you all have a great Sunday.